What is going on, everybody? It's like we never left, but yeah, we have been gone for quite a while. How is everyone doing? Welcome into the Oregon Ducks Live 52. Spaz, how are you doing? The faithful Spaz, by the way, unlike the other co hosts.
They're fired.
They're
We
all
fired them
fired.
last year.
I fired everyone on this show so many damn times. I am tired of it. I'm tired of saying it.
Yeah. Not bad here. Just chilling, finally getting some warm weather, and my body's like not getting used to it yet. So I get miserable. I turn into grumpy Spaz when it gets too hot. I hate the heat.
You need to come to Texas then. Then you'll really get cranky. You'll be a cranky Spaz.
Yes, I would be brutal cranky.
Hey, at least I'm here. I am here. Like I told you, we had 2 weeks ago, or about 3 or 4 weeks ago, before I went to the UK for work training. We were out power for like 30 to 36 hours. Like the hurricane came through, blew out. Our work had no power for like 4 days, 5 days, something like that. And then tonight, the internet went out, and it was like more rain coming. I was like, I texted you guys. I was like, shit.
Hopefully, it keep power.
Yeah, at least not reset the internet and just drop me randomly. So, it happens, but that's what you got to do. Yo, Rich. That's right. Go Ducks. That is right.
Yes, it is. And it's June 19th, 2024. We're approximately 9 weeks away from the first game.
It's so close, but so far away.
So far away from here.
And before we get into some other stuff, before we do the preview stuff, I have to appreciate everyone that comes in and watches this video live and or after the fact. One, please hit that like button. It's the simplest way to help promote the show and support the channel. 2, consider subscribing. And 3, in the comments section below is a link to the sponsor of this video, but we have to give a shout out to the Voice of College Football's new sponsor. So, without further ado, I don't know how loud this is going to be, so plug your ears. It might be loud. I'm not sure, but thank you to the new sponsor of the Voice of College Football. Please consider looking into it in the comments section below.
What I do as a sports commentator. I have definitely been blessed. I enjoy my career. But I got to say, if I could turn back time, I would learn the business side of sports management, how to manage people, how to manage projects, how to manage situations. And then there's also those times in which you feel stuck in a job, stuck in a career, just feeling that there's a dead end and wondering and waiting, when is that break going to happen? Well, unfortunately, I got to tell you, that break is not coming unless you make it happen. Sports is your passion. You love it, you live it, you breathe it. Why not make your passion your career? Introducing Southern New Hampshire University, our sponsor. At SNHU, you will learn the business side of sports management principles, and how to gather and analyze data. This degree will help you prepare for a career as an athletic director, sports information director, marketing manager, and other exciting roles in the sports industry. You'll be able to tap into SNHU's network of graduates working in sports-related organizations. You'll also have the opportunity to take advantage of an internship or an experiential learning course within the field. Your courses are taught by faculty with real-world experience, so you'll have opportunities to connect with people in the industry. And when you graduate, SNHU will be right there to help you with your job search. SNHU is accredited, nonprofit, and has radically affordable tuition. SNHU was voted one of the country's most innovative universities by U.S. News and World Report. Just go to snhu.edu/VOCFB. The link's also in my description section down below to see if you qualify for SNHU's sports management program. You might be eligible for financial aid or have existing college credits that could fast track your degree at SNHU. Click the link to get started. Your exciting sports management degree at SNHU awaits you. Do it now.
Thank you, Mark. I can't hear you now.
Damn it. I muted myself to be polite. That's funny because I have a bachelor's degree from SNHU. That's
Oh, no
where I
shit.
got my bachelor's degree. And they're a sponsor of my channel too. So good job, Mark. Everyone check that description link in the link in the description below. Please do check it out. Helps out a lot. Might help you too in the future. And yeah, who doesn't like ducks? Quack, quack, quack. Of course.
That's right. We like all kinds of ducks here, preferably Oregon ducks.
And before we get into the whole non-con preview real quick, you heard the great news today, right, Spaz?
Yes.
Right. Well, it might not be the same news actually as me. I don't know. We didn't talk about this. What's the great news?
The great news is Oregon linebacker / outfielder Bryce Betcher was given a golden glove by Rawlings as one of the top defensive outfielders in men's college baseball this season. Congratulations, Bryce. Now that the season's over, it's time to come back over to the dark side and let's cook some goose and have some duck and fly high because we're going to the top this year.
That man deserved it. Every time I saw a highlight of him, it was just insane saves and catches and, just
Clutch
over the
hits.
wall, diving outs in the outfield. It was just insane. He is an athlete. I mean, he's the guy. He's an athlete.
Yeah, Bryce is a dog.
He's gonna be one of those guys that.
Sports.
Yeah, he's gonna be one of those guys that gets drafted by the MLB, but then maybe chooses football and still gets drafted again. He's gonna be one of those dual draft guys, I think, if he really focuses, though.
Yeah, I could see Bryce getting drafted both, and then it becomes a decision: do I play baseball? Do I play football?
Yeah, it depends on what his love is the most and what he decides to spend his time on.
I mean, up until last year, he was pretty much a virtual nobody. He just kind of burst onto the scene last fall, and then this year his baseball took a big hit as well, and so now he's becoming large in two sports, and he's really starting to chop it on both sides. So we're going to see. I think Bryce is going to have a good career. He's definitely going to have a good season this year. Fall camp will be interesting.
Well, that's what I mean. Because, yeah, last year, I mean, outside of some baseball noise, we didn't know who the hell he was. And he burst onto the spring game. And we were like, who is that guy? And during the season, he had some plays. Then he went back to baseball. So he needs to kind of he needs to prioritize one way or the other. But I think he could definitely be drafted still, both sides, if he really wants it. And that's a tough choice. But outside of that, this is what I was talking about. Yeah. You missed the USC Voice of College Football show earlier in their family therapy show.
About, they have the family therapy again.
2 5-star recruits decommitting.
Both on the defensive side of the ball, too.
Exactly.
So what is that? I mean, what does that say? I mean, I was thinking about talking about that as well. I mean, what does that say?
USC's projection of it. I mean, I trolled them, of course, a little bit in the chat on the USC channel on the Voice of College Football. So if you want to troll the USC channel, go USC Voice of College Football. Go over there and troll them all day long. Him and Tim and Matt Zemek troll them because I was like, I just said quack quack quack, trouble in paradise, huh? You know. And they leave it up to the NIL being a problem, but I'm like, don't you guys have this huge alumni of fancy rich people that can contribute? You just hired your new AD and blah 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 that we're gonna fix this. Lincoln Riley's amazing. You stole UCLA's defensive coordinator. Everything's gonna be great, and you guys still can't recruit or keep top recruits.
Is it a recruiting issue? Is it a scheme issue? You know what?
They left it to NIL. They left it to an NIL issue.
I call bull BS on that.
Well, that's what that's USC, where I got it.
Yeah, USC has money. So they
and Lincoln Riley just 2-3 months ago said, we're good. NIL is done. We're set. We're good to go. So is that I find it funny. Hey, LW, I will finally maybe see you on Friday night with Traveling Fools at the Astros game if you decide to show the fuck up, you bandwagon Bama fan. Get out of here.
Yeah.
We're talking Pac-12 Big Ten football.
You and Traveling Fools going to the game?
Allegedly. I'm buying tickets that morning. It's just freestanding bar tickets in the right field, so it's not an issue. But
all right.
I'll buy it Friday morning. Then we'll see them Friday night. If LW shows up. He didn't the last time.
Oh, he's committed.
How are you $300 in already? You haven't even gone to the game. What are you paying for your whole family? The hell? They're like $25 a ticket. He confuses me.
But yeah, back to the USC thing is, you know what? I mean, they brought in the new defensive coordinator from UCLA. They seem to have, according to Lincoln Riley, they shored up their defensive line and stuff. But yet here we are, 6 weeks away from fall camp starting, and they're losing commits left and right. What's the problem there?
I don't know. Yeah, I didn't watch the whole USC show, and not saying I would take Tim's word on anything. Matt Zemek, I'll take a little more word on, but it seems like they, same thing as like Florida and Rashada. They promise something, and they can't hold it up.
So that might be,
that could be. It's part of it. I'm going to say it's part of it. It's not all of it, but it's part of it.
There's more to it than just, oh, you're not giving me the money I want or whatever.
Yeah, there's a couple that
they didn't like the scheme. They didn't like the coaches. There was something going on for 2 5-star recruits that you've had locked in.
Bounce.
That's not good.
Which I have no idea where those people are, or where either of those recruits are looking to go to. We're not trying to predict like, hey, they're gonna go. We're not doing that. But yeah, that's big news for a team to go and shit.
Yeah, I mean, if they're 25 and 26 recruits, hey, come on up here. The grass is always green up here.
Shut up, LW. Bama's a dumpster fire nowadays.
Hey, DeBoer's actually getting some recruits coming.
Yeah, I won't say that. I'm going to be very interested to watch. This is the Oregon show, but I will be interested to see what Kalen DeBoer does at Alabama. I will be very interested to see what he can do.
They've got more money, more prestige, more clout, more history at Alabama, and you still have Nick Saban over here. So I think DeBoer's in a much better place in Bama than he was in Seattle.
Oh yeah, Nick Saban is definitely still over here, over the shoulder. I mean, of course. 2 5-star recruit losses. Yeah, that drops rankings pretty heavily.
Yeah.
That drops rankings pretty heavily. Doesn't matter who you are.
No. Luckily, we don't have those issues up here, so we've got an overabundance. That's part of our issue.
Yeah, that's what we talked about before. It was like, hey, we need to make scholarship spaces. We had too many scholarships. And that worked itself out like we figured it would after the spring game and stuff. That all kind of worked itself out. But yeah, let's just get right into this because we did decide we're going to do a weekly or bi-weekly 2024 season game by game kind of preview or combine some. So this week we decided to go, let's just combine the non-con because Oregon doesn't have a crazy non-conference schedule this year. That was pretty simplified with Texas Tech removing themselves to help us out scheduling purpose-wise. Because obviously Oregon was going to host Texas Tech this year, but they helped us out with scheduling. So it's nothing crazy.
Civil War going.
What? What?
All to keep the Civil War going.
Yeah. I mean, that's the point. They helped us out with scheduling, so we bumped it a year or two. But outside of that, Oregon's non-con, it's nothing crazy, but we do want to look at it because Spaz week 1. Oh my god. Week 1 Spaz. We have to host the Idaho Vandals. Oh my god. Well, I mean, okay, let's take a quick look. I mean, let me zoom this in here a little bit to help everyone out. I mean, this is 2023. Idaho is not that bad of a team in the Big Sky. The Big Sky is one of the better conferences, and they still were 9-4 overall. That's not terrible.
No.
But they are still an FCS team.
Yep. And they don't have a lot on their roster. I think they only have 70-some scholarship players.
I don't know the exact number, but I have it right here. But bam, their most senior quarterback is a redshirt sophomore or a true sophomore, if I'm correct. Oh no, right here is Jack Lane, redshirt sophomore. That is their most experienced quarterback. The rest are literally redshirt or true freshman quarterbacks.
That does not bode well against mighty Oregon.
Yeah, That is their most senior quarterback on their roster.
We might drop
That's
70.
I feel they'll give about a half a quarter of competition, and then it'll turn into Portland State again.
Yeah.
Not as bad as Portland State was last year, but similar. Yeah, I could see 60, 65. And then pull back. Like, yeah, we don't need to pour it on too
Yeah, I
much.
see our first string playing half, maybe.
Yeah, and I could see a little more than that. But
I mean, you'll definitely see Dante Moore and Dylan Gabriel both. I'm sure in the Idaho game.
Oh, you'll see Novosad too. You will see Novosad in this game probably. If you don't, something is wrong.
Yeah, unless you're looking to redshirt him, but
no, he redshirted last year.
oh yeah, so yeah.
Yeah, so he's out. He's done with a red shirt. So I mean, you could redshirt Moga, but I don't think we're gonna see Moga. He's well, he's I don't know where Moga stands in the depth chart. He's equal. Like I would say, him and Novosad are like 3-3. They're equal.
They're pretty close.
Yeah, so it's
we'll know
kind
more
of
after fall camp gets rolling.
Yeah, it's kind of an interesting situation because Moore looked pretty comfortable in the spring game, but so did Gabriel. But they both literally just had like 14 practices, so you're going to expect to see errant throws here and there with routes and stuff, and that'll get cleaned up. So, yeah, sorry, Idaho, and their team is young. They are a lot of freshmen, a few seniors, a lot of sophomores, and like a lot of their team last year, I think, left. As far as I could see, I'm sorry, I'm not an Idaho Vandals fan. I didn't sit and watch all the Idaho Vandals games. I apologize. But yeah, they don't stand a chance.
No.
But week 2 does bring us a little interesting one. Because who has been a pain in the side of most Pac-12 teams for a good decade and a half?
Boise State.
Oh my God, sir, you're on top of it. Now, I'm watching my language tonight. You are on top of it though. And Boise State, amazing how crap they started. They fire Andy Avalos, and they go on a roll. Take over the conference.
Yeah, they fired Andy Avalos and all of a sudden turned on and won, I believe, 5 of their last 6 games and won their conference title and went to a bowl game.
Yeah.
And they have a new quarterback this year.
Yeah, it was an impressive turnaround, as anemic, so to say, or as weak as they looked the first half of the year. Boom, Avalos, you're out. Interim in, take off, and then he's been named the head coach, obviously, after that. And Boise's always given all the Pac-12 teams fits.
Oregon's 0-3 against Boise State. So this might be a little payback game.
It could be. I mean, luckily the last Boise State game was quite a while ago.
Their quarterback is, what's his name, Green?
Is that who's going to be the quarterback this year? Yeah, because they have Annette. He's a freshman. Let me scroll down here. There's so many names. I wish they would put these by groups, but they don't. Redshirt freshman, Cutforth, and they have Bolton, redshirt junior. So I'm guessing it's between Fulton and.
I came from a big school. My mind's drawing blanks.
Oh, well, then he's probably on here. I'm sure he's on here then. I wish they put these by groups. They don't. They hate to do.
Kid from USC.
Was that? Oh, yeah. Well, how the hell did I just miss that name? Yeah. That's
Where's it
exactly
at,
right.
man?
He's
Malachi?
yeah, Malachi Nelson right here.
Malachi Nelson, yes.
Yeah, I was like, how did I just miss him?
So yeah, they basically pushed Miller Moss over Malachi until Malachi left, and he's going to be Boise's starting QB this year. I don't know what they have for receivers for Malachi to throw to, but it will improve them, I think, a little bit. I don't think it's going to be enough for them to really compete with us. Maybe for a half, but I do not see any of our three non-cons being very competitive this year.
I could see Boise being the most competitive probably, but that
Boise being the most.
I think of it as probably like last year when they were at Washington, where they kept it interesting for about a quarter, and then Washington went, "Yo,
Goodbye."
yeah, well, what are you doing, Boise State? Get out of here!" Like that kind of thing. That's what I kind of feel. I can see a quarter and a half that Boise will keep it kind of like okay, a little more competitive, but second half definitely will be a different tale. This won't be 2009 where we sucker punch a linebacker. Blunt.
No, this will be the revenge game.
Yeah, I don't think we'll be seeing any of that. And a lot of their guys are younger too. I mean, they have a lot of redshirt seniors, but they're not expect. They're like a lot of these are too deep, so they do have depth. I'm not gonna say that. It will be interesting though. It will be an interesting game because of the momentum they're coming off of from last year.
Yeah, can they thrive off of that momentum?
Yeah, so it will be interesting. And Boise again has given Pac-12 teams absolute fits in the last like decade and a half. And then again, please shout out Texas Tech administration for working with Oregon to reschedule the home and home, to push it back a year or two, to assist in the scheduling of
little brother
the rivalry. How satisfying? Hold on, overall, how satisfying you experience with Google search experience? Meh. Oh, get out of here! Stop asking me questions. I mean, I don't know about you, Spaz. When we came into this coming into this next season, I really did kind of just accept this we weren't going to have a civil war.
Yeah.
I just
thought
kind
it
of,
was over.
yeah, I just kind of had to accept it. Like, yeah, it's not going to happen.
Shout out
Which,
Texas Tech. Thank you.
yeah, which, you know, for a lot of fan base on here, like we have, you know, LW in the chat. He's a Bama fan. We've got keep chopping over here, and we've got a lot of people that are going to watch this later that maybe don't understand the importance of the Oregon State Civil War, but it's just as important as to us, anyways, to say Auburn, Alabama, or Michigan, Ohio State. In the same way, it's still just as important because it's a tradition.
Yeah, it's a like the third or fourth longest standing rivalry game.
Something like that, yeah, third or fourth, something like that.
Unfortunately, right now, Little Beaver has fallen on some very hard times.
Oh yeah, no, this year
They're not
this
going to be very competitive for a while.
yeah. Oh yeah, no. This year is totally different. Last year, Oregon State had I by expectations of what they were in, you know, 2022. I'd say last year was almost a step back a little bit by a game or two.
Yeah, and then when Jonathan Smith, all that stuff started coming out,
Well,
it just spiraled downhill from there.
well, yeah. Then well, of course, all that. Then they have fallen apart. They're a shell of themselves for what they were even last year to what the expectations were.
I don't even know who their quarterback's going to be.
That is a great question too. Last year
they're going back to a kid a couple years ago that beat Oregon.
That's possible. I believe he's still on the roster. I have it up here because obviously Oregon State lose Jonathan Smith. They lose DJU. They lose Adrian Childs, the other quarterback. They lose their
goes to Miami.
Yep, the running back is gone. Yeah, Oregon State is a shell of itself. And again, this is no insult if Connor or other Beaver fans join here. It is what it is. And we're just saying it's a shell of itself. And it's hard to disagree with that. Their quarterback, yeah, I really wish I could filter this by position. That'd be so nice. Yeah, go Branson.
Yeah, go Branson.
Go Branson.
And then I don't know who else they have.
They have a Go Branson, and then after that, I think it's mostly freshmen. Redshirt freshman transfer Johnson. Then they have redshirt. Oh, they have a redshirt junior, McCoy. Never heard of him. Redshirt sophomore Montia. Never heard of him. Wow, is Go Branson really your best option if I've never heard of these other quarterbacks?
Probably.
A senior transfer, Sanders. Never heard of him. That's it. So they're 4 deep, and I've only heard of Go Branson. That's it. Wow. I mean, yeah, you never know what is going on with my computer. Hold on, what is going on here? Okay, there we go. It went to some like you can't scroll mode. I was like, what the hell is going on? Yeah, I'm gonna guess it's gonna be Go Branson then.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it will be.
I'm pretty sure it will be Ben Goldbranson. But
There's just not a lot there. Um, so
yeah,
I think the first 3 weeks you're really going to get a lot of spread playing time. For a lot of your young guys, are going to get some good playing time um, as we get into Big Ten conference. So your 3 and 4 deep guys are going to be able to get quite a bit of run the first 3 weeks, and it'll be good for our veterans to not have to spend as much time out there on the field risking injuries and such. You'll be able to see some good depth and see how your depth looks against some other teams. Maybe you might get a couple surprises out of there. Who knows? But I definitely I like the fact that we don't have to play in LSU, Georgia. We don't have to play any of those juggernauts.
no, we already did that shit.
We could save that for the playoffs.
Yeah, we've done our time playing LSU's and Georgia's, like the good ones at the beginning of the season. We've spent our dues, but I mean, Oregon always rotates 2 and 3 deep, anyways, a lot. But yeah, I think you're going to see 3 and 4 get a lot more playing time in the second halves of a lot of these games. I think that's a great thing because consistency, coaching, familiarity, rotational, all that
guys,
stuff.
It gives some of these deep guys, a shot to play and get a feel for the system and be able to possibly play some roles later on if need be due to injury and things like that.
Yeah. I mean, trust me. I mean, we always look forward to these high profile non-con games. Like here, it's like, hey, it don't really make sense playing top 10 non-cons anymore. Yeah, I mean, it really doesn't. I mean, it's a hype thing, but with the mergers of the conferences, that's my biggest thing with the mergers of conferences is that these big games are going to become less important because they're just so regular. That's my only thing. But Spazno's like last year, it should have been a top 25 matchup, but Texas Tech didn't fulfill their obligation beating Wyoming. They lost to Wyoming. But I was at the Texas Tech game. Great atmosphere regardless. So yeah,
we don't have to be like those flakes down in Alabama, playing all these wimpy Monroe State or whatever in week 12.
Jackson, you're late. How dare you? Get out of here.
Hey, better late than never.
Yeah, questionable. He could just watch it.
Another one we need to reach out to. Jackson just had Big Ten Ted on his Jacksonian episode earlier today.
I thought about that about 5 or 6 weeks ago. I thought about it when we get closer to the season, because he's very high on Oregon coming into the Big Ten. He's very high on Oregon, which I can't blame him because initially, again, if you look back, remember it was USC, UCLA, Big Ten bound. Everyone else, you're left. And and they say, and all the USC people deny it, who did they not want to join the Big Ten?
They did not want Oregon or Washington.
Especially Oregon, because we'd already been stealing all their recruits. We'd already been doing it to them. And they were like, especially USC, they're like, no. And what's been happening now? Like we saw earlier, 2 5-stars decommitting from USC. Where are they going to go? We don't know. But if one of them even lands at Oregon, by chance, just say one lands at Oregon, can you imagine the meltdown?
Oh, here comes the meltdown. Trojan alert, Trojan alert. Well,
get your NIL shit fixed. That's not our fault.
yeah. How are we overpaying? What are we overpaying for?
I'm gonna say, I was like,
we ain't overpaid for nothing yet.
Everyone always says Oregon, Phil Knight. He's got the money. He's throwing it out there. It's like this. But USC is supposed to be this prestigious university with so many famous alumni.
And they have all the money and prestige, and they're able to get all these high-ranking recruiting classes.
And it's all taken care of, according to Lincoln Riley a couple of months ago. It's settled. We're done. We're good. Apparently not. You know. I don't know. Hey, Mighty. Yeah, I don't know what market price is even in 2024 for some of these players. I have no idea. It really depends. I think it depends on the player. You know, some just want $1 million. Some are like, hey, I'm the same as him, but I'll take 500,000. Cool.
Yeah, I'll take half of what you gave him, right?
Yeah, it depends on what you're going to school for, I guess, too, you know, in a way. It depends on, do you want to go to a team to go to school and educate and win, or do you just want to go there to get a quick drop? You know, money. It really depends.
The Oregon I met at the spring game this year. Good dude. We had a great time.
Rumors. The evil, the internet.
So, Trojan, let's ask you a question. If USC goes 9-4 or worse, is Lincoln Riley done at USC?
It's an interesting question because there were a lot of people that were saying that he might just be gone after 1 or 2 more years, anyways, if they have crap years because of maybe NIL issues. I'm not a USC person. I just was kind of trolling their thing earlier a little bit.
I think if USC does not win 10 games, Lincoln Riley is out.
Market price of whatever. Well, that's vague. That's vague. That's a vague price tag.
Yeah.
Like I said, we're not in any of these positions of the players. I think it comes down to a combination of things. One, NIL, but it comes down to also then still coaching, position, scheme, and then probably education. That may be the last thing. I think it is a 5-tier system. NIL may be important, so if you fail on that, the rest doesn't matter. But I think it still does. You know, there's multiple things to account to the situation.
Yeah, we'll have to see.
Yeah, the buyout for, I don't even know what the buyout for Lincoln Riley is right now, but it's got to be still damn high.
What's
they gave him like $10 million or something like that originally, right, 2 years ago. So this is his third year. It would still be like $5 million probably.
Well, like Dan's buyout's like 30.
Well, no. I know, but he signed a new contract. Lincoln's still in his first.
Yeah.
Dan did an extension. So I'm assuming Lincoln's would be at least $5-6 million probably buyout. I don't. I try not to get too deep into numbers like that because it would just make my brain explode. I'm a simple guy over here. I like to drink and just watch football, damn it. And look at those eye bags on Spaz. You think he's paying attention to numbers?
No. Eye bags are horrible.
It looks like his wife beat him up last night.
I know, they're just horrible. I need Botox, man. Anybody know a good Botox that can clean these up, man? Fuck. Everybody always says I look like I'm fucking high. I don't even hardly smoke anymore.
Well, that's good because we don't need to recall the one episode. That one episode, I was like, this Mark's going to ask me to fire Spaz because he's so high.
Yeah. Ask Mark for a raise.
I think
wait, I haven't even gotten paid for last year. What the fuck?
Yeah, there was no raise. Oh God, it is only June 19th. Football is so close and it's so far away.
Yeah, still 2 months away.
So what are your summer plans, Spaz? What is your plans for your summer?
You know, I don't know. I'm just gonna chill this summer and hopefully spend a lot of time at the river and just chilling.
That sounds lazy.
Yeah, it's gonna be lazy summer for me. I'm actually going to Vegas in August, hopefully, if things turn out right. Go down and hang out with some WWE folks. And have a good drinking time. We like to drink when we're down there.
Obviously. I'll just be working. But that's a good point too, Trojan. If you are into gaming, I'm not really into gaming. I do have an Xbox One and still the 360, as well as the NCAA 14. Still plays. I am looking forward to the new college football game finally coming out in July after like 12 years. 11 to 12 years. Like, holy shit. Finally.
Not yet, Oregon. Hopefully it'll come out soon. I know it's gonna be like 5, 6, 7, and 8 are gonna probably host.
Well, no, I mean, yeah, no, I mean, exactly. Outside the football game, yeah.
I don't think they're going to be at bowl games. I think that
Yeah,
just came out last week, where most of your bowl game deals are in the like final 8. The first round of games are going to be between 5 and 12, and
yeah.
5,
Your
6,
first-
7, and 8 are going to host.
Your first 4 have buys,
Right?
and then it's like alternates, I think, or something like that. They get the home game or something like that. Yeah, they haven't specified exactly how they're going to do it. Is it going to be the next 4 that host, or the alternating 4 that host?
It should be 5, 12, 6, 11, 7, 10, 8, 9.
Yeah, it's it's going to be this year is going to be a kind of trial by fire in the way of how it works
Absolutely.
with especially with the home games. I think it's an amazing idea. And people have said it a lot. Like even Josh Pate has said it. It's like, could you imagine Oregon hosting a first round at Autzen if they were like number 5?
Yeah.
It would be just unbelievable. But we don't know how that's going to work exactly. Outside of the first 4 having a bye, which I'm not crazy about the buys personally in college football. I'm not really crazy about the top seeds getting a bye. I'm kind of torn on it. I'm not crazy about it.
Yeah, it'll change in a couple years. When they go to 14, I think you only have 2 buys, and then the next 12 will play.
Yeah, but then what happens if they go to 16? No one gets a bye, I guess.
No, you wouldn't have any buys.
Yeah, so it'll be like FCS model. It'll just be home games, more or less. Which I think is better. I'm not crazy about the buys. Again, there's just something about it's not college like to have a bye week, like for that situation. I don't know why, because it seems too NFL model, and I don't.
Now you've got 3. Now you're ending up with 3 bye weeks in a season.
Yeah, and the 2 bye weeks I can kind of work around. Some teams get a little screwed where their bye weeks land. Oregon's lands pretty nicely this year, anyways.
Yeah.
This year, anyways. The expanded playoffs. I'm okay with the playoff. I'm okay with it. The bye, and myself personally, Mighty Oregon, the bye weeks are the only thing that kind of I'm a little unsure of. But we'll see how it plays out the first year. This first year is definitely a trial. Let's put it that way. We'll have 2 or 3 years of it, and then we'll see how it goes. I mean, it was like the CFP when they first did the playoff with the 4 teams. People were like, "Yay, 4 teams! Okay, how can this go?" Well, it is what it is. What it is. It's been how it is, and it's like, okay, cool. But there have been so many teams. Just it's going to always continue the same way. Like the BCS, top 2 teams in the BCS. Number 3 would be like, hey, we were this close. Well, same thing as the playoffs. Number 5, we were this close. And
number 13 is going to be crying, hey, we were this close.
Yeah. I mean, and
you don't deserve to be in there anyways.
Oh, I know, but a lot of those teams did have considerable arguments to be the number 2 or number 4 team. They did have considerable arguments. But again, you're not going to appease everyone.
Right.
So is expanding it that much better or worse? It's a questionable thing. There's always going to be the one team left out right there and being like, well, what about us? You know, always going to be that team. It's always going to happen.
Yeah, it sure is.
Yeah. Well, yeah, of course. A 12 team, we expect what? At least 3 SEC teams?
Yeah, 3 SEC, 3 Big Ten. Couple group of 5s.
2 to 3 Big 12.
And then a rando. Notre Dame.
Sorry, Will.
Well, we got anything else, or is that about wrap it up for today?
I don't know. anyone in the chat have any comments, questions? Sorry. Anyone in the chat have any comments, questions, concerns, complaints? If you have complaints, call HR, which is Mark, and Mark will basically delete your email, so it doesn't really matter. So if you have any questions or comments, please post those. Because complaints, no one cares.
Drunk ass.
Did you just call me drunk? I only drink a little bit, so.
Just a little.
I couldn't finish it. I was trying to chug the whole thing. I couldn't finish it. The mixer is killing me. Oh, wait, hold on. LW, you wait your turn. They came up quickly. USC Ole Miss being canceled.
Yeah. That just happened yesterday.
Oh, geez. I'm like, when did that happen? I don't know. What's the circumstances behind that? Or is
Nobody really knows.
Yeah, I was like, I hadn't even seen that yet. I have been a little behind in some updates. I mean, that kind of sucks. USC Ole Miss, that's kind of an interesting game. I think any
Trojans right though. No reason to continue to schedule ranked opponents when nobody else is doing it anymore.
Yeah, well, no, it's 100% fair. 100% fair. I mean, it's an interesting game though, whether it be a Pac-12 SEC or a new Big Ten, as USC is going to be SEC. It's kind of interesting, but yeah, that kind of
yeah,
sucks.
Lane Kiffin versus USC would have been very interesting.
Yes, it would have. Yes, it would have.
You think he'd have put 60 on Lincoln Riley?
Ooh. That's the type of game I could see being, depending on how. Now again, USC is obviously changing quarterbacks. Obviously, I could see that game being like a 55-45 type of game, like shootout. I could see that type of thing. That's what you'd almost expect it to be, which would be entertaining. So, and all right, LW. Good God, do I know what section I'm buying tickets for the Astros game? Yes, it's not a section; it's a bar. You idiot. I can't remember the bar name, but Travel Fool sent me a fancy photo where he circled multiple sections. That's how good his handiwork was. But yeah, I know where it is. I will be there Friday night if I can get tickets the day of for the $28 a piece or whatever the hell they are. Let's see. Oh, Jackson. Oh, Jackson. He donated $2. Ole Miss is scared of competition. I don't know if Spaz. Oh no! Oh, he's awake. I thought he fell asleep maybe for a second.
No.
Look at Jackson. Look at Jackson. Look at that donation right there.
Donation.
Ole Miss is scared of competition. Hey, if teams are still scheduling this shit like the SEC does, no offense, Jackson, in November, that's why they're scared of competition. Now, this year is going to be a little interesting, though. The SEC is upping their game in non-conference games. I will give them credit for that. So, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know Ole Miss's schedule off the top of my head. I know we did this preview already. I don't remember, but the SEC has upped their scheduling a little bit for certain teams in non-con. So I give them credit for that. Thank you, Jackson. You know, Mark appreciates that. All the donations. It helps the channel grow a lot. And again, too, check out the new sponsor, SNHU, where I have a degree from. That might have been a bad representation of SNHU if I have a bachelor's degree from them. But check it out in the description below.
Oh, shit. I'm out of drink.
Yeah, how you got a drink? It's like 8:41 there.
It's in the kitchen.
Motherfucker, do you know language? Earmuffs, children. Earmuffs. Why I bring two glasses to the show? You need a bell for your wife. Ding ding ding! I need a new drink. He's like, no, she'll punch me again.
Well,
all right, yeah.
folks.
Anything else? Oregon football non-conference schedule related question wise from the chat, because yeah, I see Idaho being zero struggle. Boise's going to put up a fight for about a quarter. Oregon State, it is a rivalry game, even though it's completely different. I just, there's not going to be a ton of struggle for the non-con games for Oregon this season. I don't see it more than, a couple quarters. I didn't ask you about your Twitter handle. Good try, though. Good try.
Oh, that's right. We talked about that.
But
yeah, I don't know. I might be able to make that. Who knows? I'll let you know, Mighty.
No. You should talk offline, lovebirds. This isn't the time or place for that. Well, all right, everyone. We are going to be more consistent here. Obviously, I was out of country for work, training for a couple weeks. Spaz was out of town last week. Just been up the air. Summertime is the downtime. Everyone's enjoying their time off, vacation, traveling. Just the downtime. Jesus Christ, you nasty bitch. Oh. Darn it. Nah, Mark lets me do whatever I want to do in here.
Fuck, anyway, man.
Yeah. But yeah. It's summertime. Everyone enjoy your time off. Enjoy your downtime. Because once college football ramps up, there isn't a free night.
No.
It's gonna be nonstop.
That's right.
Yeah, it's gonna be just nonstop, like nonsense. And, oh man. So appreciate everyone here joining in on this live stream.
We'll be back in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I'd say 2 weeks from now. which will be, let me really, really quickly look at it. That will be July 3rd, the day before the Independence Day, which is perfect because most of us are off on Independence Day. So perfect.
We might have a guest that week. Stay tuned.
And we will if we have a guest, we might just focus on the guest, but we'll try to preview the initial entry game into the Big Ten against
the UCLA Bruins.
Spaz got it. Good job. I'm proud of you. I wasn't sure if you were going to be like, who? The UCLA Bruins, the old Pac-12 rivals. So, yeah. So, July 3rd, we'll be back here. But we appreciate everyone joining here to talk the non-con schedule, little overview, brief as it may be, and some other topics. And exactly, Mighty Oregon. You have a great night too. That's the whole point. And beat the Buckeyes. Yes. Hopefully. Spaz. Where can people find you? See, told you.
Right there. Spaz Drag on Twitter. Just look for me. You'll find me in any space. Unless Grimm's hosting. And if Grimm's hosting, well, I'm not in there. Because he's a bitch and he blocked me.
Jesus Christ. You can find me. Damn it, I had it too. I just screwed it up. I haven't done this week. Boom! You can find me there, I guess, if you want to follow me on Twitter. I don't post on Twitter anymore. But mainly Exploring with Ben and Sam right here on YouTube. That's where all of our good shit is. And otherwise, we'll see you July 3rd. Maybe with a guest. Otherwise, we will preview Oregon's Big Ten Conference intro against the mighty Bruins.
The mighty Bruins.
So once again, please, thank you for joining, everyone. Hit that like and subscribe. Consider checking out the sponsor of the videos in the description of this video. And we will see you in 2 weeks.
2 and 2.
Go Ducks.
Quack. You want